Well, Joe Biden is playing Russian roulette with the American economy. It's dangerous. It's reckless. He's fear-mongering and threatening to default on the debt. And he thinks you can just continue to spend money and borrow money that we don't have. The American people deserve better than what we're getting from the Democrats and from this administration. This reckless spending, this spending binge that the Democrats have been on for the last 2 years has brought us 40-year high inflation. People are suffering. Our national debt is now $31 trillion. That's why 2/3 of Americans believe that if we raise the debt ceiling, it has to be tied to reforms in spending. That's what happens with American families. If you max out your credit card, you have to have reforms in spending. And that's exactly what the Republicans in the House of Representatives have done. They've come out with a reasonable, responsible proposal, things that people agree with, clawing back unused COVID money, making sure that for welfare, people who are able-bodied adults without children will work for that. It's time for Joe Biden to take his head out of the sand and sit down and negotiate with Kevin McCarthy. Perhaps the president doesn't think there's anything that's out of line, but there's waste and fraud and abuse. We have to get the spending under control. And it's interesting because in the 8 times that we've raised the debt ceiling and have tied it to spending reforms, Joe Biden, either as a senator or as vice president, has supported 6 of those 8. So it is time for Joe Biden to end his debt ceiling madness. Now, Senator, go ahead.
Good evening, friends. The biggest questions right now is, will there be another federal stimulus check? And who will qualify for these checks? Currently, lawmakers in the House of Representatives are voicing their support for a new piece of legislation. The legislation will provide millions of Americans monthly checks. These would be direct payments and be worth $1,200. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to learn about more of these stimulus checks. Also, I will be giving away more Walmart gift cards next Friday. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, my friends, of winning the giveaways. Also, please stay tuned until the very end. I will be announcing the winners of yesterday's giveaway. Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar is continuing to back legislation that would give families a payment of $1,200 once a month over the course of 5 years. The legislation that Omar recently voiced her support for is called the Support Act, which would also pay out $600 per month for every child. Representative Omar argued that legislation from Minnesota could be used as a model for financial assistance for thousands of families. Ilhan Omar's legislation is possibly inspired by legislation from her state, in which Minnesota families earning less than $50,000 a year would be provided $1,000 per child through the state child tax credit. And these payments would be provided to families regardless of their tax liability. Other legislation that Representative Omar is supporting is the End Child Poverty Act, which would replace both the child tax credit and the child provisions in the Earned Income Tax Credit, with monthly payments of $393 per child. If that legislation is passed, the payments would be available to any family, regardless of their level of income, and children would be automatically enrolled into the program at birth. Along with Representative Omar, the End Child Poverty Act is supported by fellow Democratic Representative Rashida Tlaib and Jesus Garcia. Ilhan Omar's support for both the End Child Poverty Act and the Support Act come in the wake of the expanded child tax credit, returning to its original value. Under the expansion, the credit provided taxpayers who filed their taxes for the 2020 and 2021 tax years $3,600 for children 5 and under. It also gave $3,000 for children ages 6 to 17. So, dear friends, what are your thoughts about both of these proposals? Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Over 2 million bars have received $55 billion in student loan forgiveness under a variety of Biden administration student debt relief initiatives. But after more than 3 years of having their payments paused as part of the crisis relief efforts, federal student loan bars will soon have to resume payments. Exactly when still remains unknown, even though the official date that sticks in everyone's mind is June 30th, 2023. That is a deadline the U.S. Department of Education set in a November press release, but with stipulations. Payments are due to resume on June 30th only if the Biden administration's federal student loan forgiveness program has been implemented and litigation involving it has not been resolved. But as of right now, those two things have not happened. The forgiveness plan announced in August 2022 has not been implemented, and litigation is far from being resolved. The case is currently being reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court, and many experts believe that the court will rule against the forgiveness plan. A decision is expected in June. The latest extension of the payment pause is set to expire 60 days after either June 30th or whenever the Supreme Court decides on the loan forgiveness plan. Based on that deadline, payments are likely to resume sometime in late August 2023. The wild card is what the Biden administration will do in case the forgiveness plan is scrapped. President Biden could decide to extend the payment pause a ninth time, or even pause payments indefinitely. But if he chooses that route, he will probably face a huge pushback from lawmakers, mainly Republicans, who oppose both the forgiveness plan and any attempts to further delay of the resumption of payments. The act grants certain powers in the event of a war or national emergency. And in this case, the national emergency was the crisis. With the crisis emergency due to end on May 11, 2023, the authority to cancel student loan debt under the HEROES Act also comes to an end. But even so, the Education Department is considering a transition period that would push the payment pause at least into the fall. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Saturday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway next Friday. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. The two winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Yellow Rose 1 Swifty and Esther Moran. Congratulations, my dearest friends. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me, friends, on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.